Halo adik-adik, bagaimana kabar kalian? Kakak harap kalian dalam keadaan sehat ya. Siapa yang sudah tidak sabar mendengarkan dongeng? Yuk, duduk dengan baik dan enjoy the story.
Hello, my name is Sandra Isabella Buntaran, but you can call me Sandra. Today, I'll be telling you a story. This is a classic retelling of the story Snow White. But the twist is, there is no so-called Prince Charming. This is a story about Snow White and the Good Witch. So, without further ado, let's get started. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, lived Snow White. She is beautiful with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. The queen who gives birth to her sadly passed away when she was giving birth. So, the king, her father, remarries again. Snow White's stepmother, the evil queen. Why is she called evil? Well, because she is envy, and sooner or later, she plans to kill Snow White. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
My queen, you are very fair indeed, but your daughter Snow White is fairest one of all.
Therefore, the evil queen is very envious and jealous of Snow White, and she wants to kill her. Then she goes to the huntsman. My faithful huntsman, you now must take Snow White deep into the forest. Let her pick some wild flowers, and then you will kill her.
But your majesty, she is the princess.
Silence! You know the penalty if you fail thy quest. And to prove you did not fail, bring her heart in this box. If you fail, you know your punishment.
Yes, your majesty.
So the huntsman takes Snow White into the forest, and Snow White went picking for flowers. But the huntsman, as he was about to kill Snow White, he was unable to do so as he was loyal to the old queen and he loved Snow White dearly.
Princess, I'm so sorry, I cannot kill you. Your mother, your stepmother, the queen, she orders me to kill you. Now, I will not kill you, but please go far, far deep in the forest. Anywhere, hide and never come back.
Huntsman, thank you very much.
And so the huntsman brings back a heart of a pig to the evil queen, and as a trick, but the evil queen believes so. Meanwhile, at the forest, Snow White was wandering around. She's afraid because the forest is wild and dark. And when evening was about to fall, Snow White finds a cottage. She knocks at the cottage. And no one's inside, so she decides to come in. She finds a house is tinier. It has 7 beds. It's tinier than a normal person would live in. So she finds into the kitchen as she was hungry and eats some food. She cleans up the house as it was quite messy. And she was joined by animals of the forest, birds, crows, and others. They cleaned the house. And Snow White felt tired as 7 dwarfs came in back to their cottage. Snow White tells them her story, and the 7 dwarfs felt sorry for her, so they invite Snow White to stay with them. Snow White lives happily with her new friends, the 7 dwarfs. But back into the castle, magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Deep in the forest, your daughter Snow White still lives, and she is the fairest.
Snow White, she is dead, as now I hold her heart in my hand.
My queen, you now possess the heart of a pig. Snow White still lives.
A pig? I have been tricked. That huntsman. Fine, I will take care of this matter myself. The queen goes back to her dungeon and then uses a spell to disguise herself as a farmer's old wife. She went into the forest and finds Snow White. She carries a basket of apples. One of them was poisoned, and she offers the poisoned one to Snow White.
Young lady, would you like an apple? I picked this from the forest. It is still fresh.
Thank you, dear kind woman.
Snow White takes a bite of the apple, and then she fell unconscious to the floor. When that happened, the dwarfs weren't home. Before, the dwarfs already warned Snow White to not open the doors to strangers, but apparently she didn't listen, and she was poisoned by the evil queen. The evil queen watched Snow White unconscious. Now I am the fairest one of the land. So, when the dwarfs came home, they were surprised to find Snow White laying on the floor. They brought Snow White to the good witch of the forest. The good witch, with her mirror of truth, she finds out and tells Snow White when she wakes up, of course, and the dwarfs, that it was the evil queen's stepmother who poisoned her disguised with the farmer's wife, as the farmer's wife. Then, the good witch puts some herbs on Snow White's forehead. And then, Snow White wakes up. She feels better and thanks the good witch and her friends. She went back to the castle and told her father what happened. The father was furious because the queen told the father that Snow White was going to stay with a relative. But that's not the truth, isn't it? The father ordered the huntsman to take the queen to the dungeons and lock her for good. Snow White's father invites the good witch and the 7 dwarfs to live at the castle, and he made Snow White the ruler of his kingdom. Snow White and his friends, with the good witch, lives happily ever after. The end. The moral of the story is to not be jealous. Be grateful with what you have and be great to one another. I hope you enjoyed the story. See you next time!
Halo adik-adik, gimana kabarnya? Harus selalu sehat dan kuat ya. Perkenalkan, nama kakak Nicsen. Hari ini kakak akan menceritakan cerita tentang 3 ekor babi dan 1 serigala. Pada zaman dahulu, hiduplah 3 ekor babi dan ibunya dan tinggal di rumah kecil. Ketika 3 ekor babi itu bermain, sang ibu memanggil 3 ekor babi kecil dan berkata, "Hei anakku tersayang, kalian kan sudah besar. Tinggalkanlah rumah ini dan hidup mandiri." Lalu ketiga ekor babi kecil itu berpamitan dengan ibu dan pergi. Mereka berjalan mencari tempat yang cocok untuk membangun rumah. Dan pada akhirnya mereka pun mendapatkan tempat yang cocok untuk membangun rumah. Babi yang ketiga sangat ingin membangun rumahnya menggunakan jerami. Ia sangat ingin membangun rumahnya menggunakan jerami karena menurut dia rumah yang terbuat dari jerami merupakan hal yang paling mudah dan paling gampang. Karena babi ketiga ingin menghabiskan waktunya untuk bermain dan beristirahat. Dan babi ketiga pun menghabiskan waktunya selama 1 hari untuk membangun rumah jerami. Lalu babi kedua membangun rumahnya menggunakan ranting-ranting pohon yang ia ambil dari hutan. Ia membangun rumah dari ranting-ranting pohon karena menurut dia itulah hal yang mudah dan kokoh. Dia juga ingin seperti babi yang ketiga, ingin cepat bermain dan beristirahat. Dan babi kedua menghabiskan waktunya selama 3 hari untuk membangun rumah terbuat dari ranting pohon. Dan yang terakhir, babi ke-1 membangun rumahnya menggunakan batu bata dan batu. Babi ke-1 membangun rumahnya menggunakan batu bata dan batu karena ia ingin membangun rumahnya sangat kokoh dan sangat kuat. Dan babi kedua dan ketiga mengejek babi pertama karena mengerjakannya sangat lama. Tetapi babi ke-1 tidak meladeni babi kedua dan ketiga. Dan babi ke-1 menghabiskan waktunya selama 7 hari penuh untuk membangun rumah yang terbuat dari batu bata. Keesokan harinya, datanglah seekor serigala yang sangat lapar. Ia berjalan, berdiri di depan rumah jerami dan mengetuk pintu dan berkata, "Buka pintunya atau aku akan meniup dan menghancurkan rumahmu." Lalu babi yang terdapat dalam rumah itu berkata, "Tutuplah saja jika kau bisa." Dan serigala itu langsung menarik nafas dan langsung menghembuskan nafasnya ke rumah jerami itu, dan seketika rumah jerami itu pun langsung hancur. Untungnya babi yang ketiga berhasil kabur ke rumah babi yang kedua, yaitu rumah yang terbuat dari ranting pohon. Serigala berjalan lagi dan dia tiba di rumah yang terbuat dari ranting pohon. Dia mengetuk pintu dan berkata, "Buka pintu ini atau aku akan meniup dan menghancurkan rumah ini." Lalu babi yang kedua yang terdapat di dalam rumah ranting pohon itu berkata, "Tiuplah saja jika kau bisa, rumahku kan kokoh terbuat dari ranting pohon." Dan serigala itu menarik nafas dan menghembuskannya ke rumah ranting pohon itu, dan seketika rumah ranting pohon itu langsung hancur lebur. Dan untungnya juga babi yang ketiga dan kedua berhasil kabur ke rumah babi yang pertama, yaitu rumah yang terbuat dari batu bata. Serigala itu datang lagi ke rumah babi yang pertama, yaitu rumah yang terbuat dari batu bata. Serigala itu mengetuk pintu lagi dan berkata, "Buka pintunya atau aku akan meniup dan menghancurkan rumahmu." Dan ketika serigala berbicara seperti itu, babi pertama berbicara dengan sangat yakin, "Hei serigala, tiup saja rumahku ini. Rumahku sudah sangat kokoh. Rumahku sudah kubuat menggunakan batu bata yang sangat banyak." Dan serigala itu menarik nafas dan membuangnya ke arah rumah yang terbuat dari batu bata itu. Dan seketika rumah dari batu bata itu tidak ada reaksi apapun. Serigala meniup berkali-kali rumah yang terbuat dari batu bata itu, tapi tidak terjadi apa-apa. Dan serigala lihat ke atas dan melihat terdapat sebuah cerobong asap. Serigala itu pun berinisiatif untuk menaik tangga dan masuk ke cerobong asap itu untuk menangkap 3 babi itu. Dan saat serigala itu naik menggunakan tangga, babi ke-1 mengetahui hal itu. Dia langsung pergi dan menyalakan api di bawah terowongan itu. Dan saat serigala sudah berada di atap rumah, serigala itu masuk ke dalam terowong asap dan terkena api itu dan ia pun mati. Setelah kejadian itu, 3 babi kecil itu hidup bahagia dan sangat senang karena sudah terbebas dari serigala. Ketiga ekor babi kecil itu pun tidak malas-malasan lagi dan selalu rajin dalam melakukan sesuatu. Terima kasih adik-adik sudah menonton Kakak Nicsen dan sudah menyimak video dari Kakak Nicsen. Terima kasih.
Hello everyone! How are you? I hope all of you are doing great. Let me introduce myself first. I am Alexander Jenny, Class 8A, St. Mary Junior High School. Do you know that Mouse Deer didn't only use his ingenuity with the turtle? On the previous story, we know he had benefited himself and the turtle. But he had also harmed other animals in the other story, as in the story of the Mouse Deer and the Crocodiles. Let's listen to this story. Mouse Deer is a forest animal that is famous for its ingenuity. He often gives benefits to his friends by helping them to solve their problems. Like one time, while walking through the forest, he found 3 chicks trapped in the hole. The Mouse Deer immediately approached the chicks and went down into the hole to help them. After going inside, the Mouse Deer bent down and asked the chicks to climb over his body. "Come on, you guys can climb onto my body so you can get out of here and meet your mother," said him. After all the chicks managed to climb onto his body, he jumped out of the hole and walked to their mother who was looking for them. He released the 3 chicks to their mother. The mother was very happy and thanked him. Not only the mother, the 3 chicks also cheered and said thank you. "Thank you, Mr. Mouse Deer," said the 3 chicks happily. One day, he was walking on the edge of the forest. He wanted to find fresh air and bright sun. Then he sat under a tree, precisely near the river, and basked under the hot sun. He went to the river and drank some water. Mouse Deer heard the sound of his stomach. He was very hungry and tired. Mouse Deer saw a fruit tree on the other side of the river, and he wanted to cross the river to eat the fruits. He imagined how delicious the fruits are, especially his favorite, cucumber. He wanted to cross the river. However, he could not because the river flow was quite strong. The Mouse Deer racked his brain to be able to cross without danger. Suddenly, he had a brilliant idea. Mouse Deer got an idea to call the crocodiles and help him to cross the river. When he saw a crocodile coming out of the riverbank, he came to him and shouted, "Crocodile! Crocodile! Come out! I have food for you!" The crocodiles came out and asked, "Hey, Mouse Deer, what are you doing in the river? Do you want to be our meal?" asked a crocodile. Another crocodile asked with a yawn, "Who's shouting at this time of the day? It's just disturbing my sleep," said another crocodile. Mouse Deer answered the crocodile's question happily. "I have good news for all of you. I brought some fresh meat from the king, and he asked me to count the number of crocodiles in the river. You just need to line up in the river, and I will count." The crocodiles were very happy to hear the news from Mouse Deer. They immediately lined up like forming a bridge. When they were ready, Mouse Deer jumped over the crocodile one by one and count them. Hup! 1, hup! 2, hup! 3, until he got to the other side of the river. Then he told the crocodiles the truth. Hey crocodiles, actually I don't have any fresh meat to share. Cannot you see that I didn't bring any meat with me? He shouted. Then Mouse Deer said again, I just wanted to cross this river and I need a bridge to cross. I would like to say thank you for your help and please apologize if I trick you. Bye, said Mouse Deer. The crocodiles were very angry with Mouse Deer's behavior, but Mouse Deer had already run towards the fruit trees and enjoyed the fruits. So, what can we learn from the story? We can use our ingenuity to solve problems and help others. But we must not harm others and undermine their trust by being dishonest. That's it for our storytelling. Thank you and God bless you. See you next time. Bye!
Hello everyone, I'm Kana, 70s number 1. Now I'm going to tell you guys a story called After a Swim by Indonesia. Once upon a time, there was a cat that lived in a field beside a white river. He often wished that he could swim, because that way he might cross the river, reaching the large and well-stocked pigeon house which was on the other side. If I only knew someone who could swim and who liked sweet, juicy corn, said the cat, because that delectable golden corn really is wasted on those fat, foolish pigeons.
What a coincidence, said the horse. I'm thinking of swimming across the river to graze on some of that lovely, ripening corn on the other side.
Picturing the feast he will have, the cat made a proposition. Perhaps you could take me across on your back. And in next to no time, the horse and the cat were in the water. On the opposite bank, the horse slowly started to graze, while the cat immediately laughed upon the pigeons. In just a few seconds, the cat had caught several birds. In a few seconds more, he had gorged himself. In a matter of minutes, he was fit to burst. Unable to eat another mouthful, the cat started to yell as loud a secret.
What delicious birds those were,
He sobbed. Shh! Cried the horse.
Still munching.
But the cat kept on making a terrible thing.
Keep the noise down,
Hissed the horse, his mouth full of corn. The villagers will come out if they hear that awful racket, and they'll do us all sorts of harm. But the cat carried on yelling at the top of his voice.
Please stop it.
Gasped the horse.
You don't understand the damage you are doing.
I simply cannot help it, my friend, screeched the cat, the tears still streaming from his eyes. I always do this after I have eaten. It's simply the way I am. The horse was extremely annoyed. It took him longer than the cat to eat his fill, and he wasn't yet ready to leave the delicious cornfield. But the cat continued to caterwaul. And it wasn't long before the villagers heard his cries. They came charging into the cornfield, brandishing sticks and hurling stones, giving the horse no option but to stop eating. With the cat on his back, he fled across the river once more.
You've ruined everything.
The horse complained to his companion.
Now we can't go back and I'm so hungry.
I've told you, gasped the dripping feline as they scrambled up the river bank. "It is simply the way I am. It is a habit I have." Suddenly, the horse dropped to the ground and started to roll on the grass, trapping the cat beneath him. "Stop it!" gasped the cat. "You're squashing me. I can feel my backbones crunching. You don't understand the damage you are doing."
Oh, well, my friend, we need the horse. That is simply the way I am. It is a habit I have.
The end. The moral of the story is, don't normalize and try to remove the bad habits that we have, because it could harm others. That's all from me. Thank you for listening me telling After a Swim story. Bye!
Halo teman-teman, perkenalkan namaku adalah Kupu-kupu. Kali ini aku bersama sahabatku, namanya adalah Kucing. Meow, meow. Kali ini aku sangat membutuhkan bantuan teman-teman untuk membantuku melawan sebuah monster. Nama monsternya adalah Monster Izin Dada. Mari teman-teman, kalian harus membantu aku melawan monster yang sangat sakti itu. Dia sudah menghancurkan kota aku. Sebelum itu, aku dan sahabatku Kucing akan mengubah penampilan kita dulu menjadi penampilan outfit superhero akan aku sudah siap bertempur. Kucing, apakah kamu sudah siap? Biar aku yang berubah. Iya. Ha. He, ciu, ha, ciu, ha, ha, he, 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 ciu, ciu, ciu. Aku sudah siap. Akulah monster paling kuat, paling sakti, dan paling imut. Aku adalah orang yang akan menghabisi kota ini. Wah! Serang dia! Kuatkan jurus kupu-kupu! Kalian berdua ingin menyerangku. Jurus bola api mematikan dan jurus pedang sakti. Jurus kucing. Wah. Meow, meow. Kucing, gimana melawan dia? Dia sangat kuat dan perkasa. Dadaku sakit, 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 membulang. Mami. Dia sangat kuat. Guruku semua tidak akan bisa kena. Alamak, habis guru. Aku udah gak percaya. Saatnya ku habisi kalian berdua. Serta seluruh kota ini dengan bola api ini akan kulempar dan kupukul ke kalian. Tak mustahil padaku bola api. Dia mati begitu saja. Padanya kena bola. Baguslah, dia sudah tamat. Kotaku sudah aman. telah membantuku dan Kucing melawan monster itu. Sekarang saatnya kita berpisah. Sampai jumpa di lain waktu. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Tak terasa kita sudah di penghujung acara. Sampai bertemu di lain waktu.